Hey guys, in this lesson we're going to learn how to play Bossa Nova for the guitar in 5 easy steps. What I'm going to teach you here is a quick synopsis from a small part of my full Bossa course called Bossa Basics and Beyond. Check it out in the description below. To learn how to play a legitimate Bossa pattern, we're just going to use open strings because it's really about the right hand getting this rhythm down. At the end of this video, we'll add some chords to this pattern, which is a really beautiful Bossa chord progression from a classic tune. The reason we're doing this in 5 steps is so that if you have trouble, you can go back and troubleshoot exactly the part that you're having trouble with, and so that you know all of the elements that build up to this, so there's no guesswork and no question as to what the Bossa Nova pattern consists of. Step 1, we are in 4/4 time, and we're simply going to play a thumb stroke on the 6th string on beats 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 2, we play block chords on the 2nd and 4th beat. Now, block chord is when we play more than one finger at the same time. We'll take your ring finger, put it on the 2nd string, middle finger on the 3rd string, index finger on the 4th string, and play them all at once. You can lightly touch your fingers together. They work more as a unit that way. Okay, so now we have a pretty simple thing so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, the bass is on the 1 and the 3, block chord on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 3 is conceptual. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did, but now we're going to count all of the 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and knowing where those 8th notes are is really going to help us as we get into the actual Bossa Nova. Step 4, we're going to add a couple more block chords in between beats. That's why we need to know where those 8th notes are. We're going to play on the and of 3 and the and of 4 like this. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and if you can tap your foot on those numbers, that would be really helpful. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Okay, step 5, the final step. All we have to do is take out the block chord on the 4th beat, and we have a bona fide, legitimate Bossa Nova pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... So that is a Bossa Nova rhythm for guitar in 5 easy steps. If you're new to this, you can very easily be in the dark if somebody just gives you a pattern and you try to play it and you're not sure why things are happening. I like to do things in simple steps like this, just strip it down to its component elements. So if you have trouble in the future, you can always come back to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th steps and know where everything is in the measure and why. Now that we know how to play a Bossa Nova, let's put some chords to this. We're going to start out with A minor 6. We're using all the same strings that we did in our 5 steps. Now bring everything down to the left except the pinky, and this is a type of A flat diminished 7th chord. Oh, you could also call it G7 13 with the flat 9 in the bass with no root. There's a lot of different names we could give this. Usually on the lead sheet for the song Corcovado, you will see this written as A flat diminished. Then we're going to use the pinky to guide us down here. Well, it's always good to leave one finger on a string whenever we can. That's called a guide finger. And we have G minor 7, pretty familiar chord there. Then leave your ring and your pinky where they are. There's C9. This progression, just these 2 chords alone, very, very common in jazz and Bossa Nova. And then we're going to play F diminished 7th. That's a true diminished 7th chord. It's kind of like E7 with F in the bass, the flat 9. And then an F major 7. F major 7 is a great chord. That's our Girl from Ipanema chord. It's like an A minor chord that you may be familiar with, but play it with these fingers and then put F in the bass like that. Let's plug in the Bossa Nova pattern to the opening chords of Corcovado. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quick note, we did this in 4/4 time for simplicity's sake. I know sometimes you'll see a Bossa Nova written in 2/4 time. People can get intimidated by 16th notes, so that's why we did it in 4/4 time. I would encourage you to try to count it in 2/4 time once you feel pretty solid and familiar with doing it in 4/4. That would sound like this. 1 and 2 E and a, 1 and 2 E and a, as opposed to 4/4 time, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. So that was your crash course in bossa nova guitar. There's actually something that I was doing that's more left-hand oriented in that last progression for Corcovado, and that is the concept of anticipation. But that's just one of the many, many concepts and techniques I talk about in my full bossa course, so check that out. That's a course with over 70 lesson and play-along videos, a 75-page workbook that gives you all the exercises and drills and songs that we talk about in that course. Plus I have a special PDF guide for those 5 steps to the bossa nova, and a guide to how to memorize the fretboard so you know where to place these bossa chords when you're reading a lead sheet. You can get lifetime access to that course by purchasing it, or you can become a monthly member and get access to all my courses, all my tutorials, all my tabs, my community where we have challenges and monthly meetups. And you can check that out at theversatileguitarist.com/membership.